Alrighty. All right. So what brings you to Omegle?
Just chilling out. Figured I might as well go on Omegle. Got my webcam that I found not too long ago. Thought, hey, why not?
Do you stream, or is that something you're interested in?
I do stream actually. I was just in the middle of downloading a game that I could stream because I said that it would.
Cool. What do you have like a streamer thing that you'd like to, like a Twitch or a Discord tag that you want to post to people?
I'll put in my Twitch right there.
Cool.
Awesome.
So
Yeah,
oh yeah. So I was gonna ask, is that's not like one of your kind of dreams is to do streaming stuff, or what do you like to do?
well, I mean, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to get a job as a tradie, as an electrician. I'm going to work up from there. I'm going to keep that as my main job, and I'm going to have streaming on the side. And if I do ever have the opportunity to make streaming my main job, I'll absolutely take that immediately.
Yeah. And streaming mainly game stuff, or
Yeah, just games, just whatever like a mood I'm in that day, I guess.
what is your favorite game?
Right now, my favorite game would either be Dying Light or Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, dude, Rainbow Six is insane. It's so.
It's so much fun.
Do you play Call of Duty Warzone?
I used to play it when I had my PlayStation, but I don't have it on my PC just yet.
Dude, that game is so hard. It is insane.
It
But
really
but
is.
it's satisfying though when you win. Like if you win,
When you win and when you get those good kills, it's fantastic. It really is.
you feel like a complete badass. You feel like the
Mm,
badass you think you are in your mind. You know.
you feel like you're better than everybody in every single way.
Yeah, I know. Just that kind of short, quick satisfaction. So, are you in the
Mm,
UK?
hmm?
Are you? Where do you? What country do you live in?
I live in Australia.
Oh, dude. So
Mm.
what is that like? How is life in Australia?
Kangaroos everywhere. No, it's a bit it's a bit wacky. There's a lot of especially in the neighborhood that I live in. Just across the road, there's a Coles, and there's always drug deals and drug busts just everywhere. There's these things called Eshays. We don't like those because they have these little satchels on the side of their thing, and they like to steal from places. And they wear these really cool champion hats. They're just absolute dorks, if you ask me.
Are you like in a like out in the country? Are you in a city? Like, what's your
Right
setup?
now, I'm more in the city, but I love to like I grew up in the country. I grew up in the country music capital of Australia. I think it's well, the country music capital, something or other. And I've now moved to the city. I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I've been living in the city. But when I finish year 10, so next year, I'm going to be moving back down to the country with my brother, and we're gonna start getting jobs and shit down there.
So, wow. So what do you think are like what are the the nice things about living in the country, and what are the things that really aren't jiving too well for you in the city?
Well, living in the country is just so much quieter, and there's so many more things that I like to do in the country. Because in the city, when I lived in the country, I used to go pig hunting and like just animal hunting a lot, and it was so much fun. But now living in the city, it's like a 2 3 hour drive just to get somewhere like of a property somewhere where you can like go hunting and do the things you want to do and just be yourself without being like told differently by the people that see you and witness you out anywhere else.
So you showed me your gun before. Like, what is the gun stuff like in Australia? Because in the U.S. we're having a lot of issues with it.
Mm.
At least with like murders and stuff. Like, is what is it like in Australia?
Australia, we don't have many gun issues per se, but we're not allowed to have guns without a gun license or a real like reason to own it. Like you not only do you need a gun license, but if you're a police officer, you're gonna need a full reason to rock up to the station, ask for your gun, and then leave. You're gonna need an actual reason and a time and place where you're gonna use that gun. But for like my gel blaster that I have, it's depending on the fire rate and depending on how powerful it is, you can use it at most like most gel blaster ranges. My one is like you can use it at any one that there is. But my uncle, he like got me into gel blasters. He has some gel blasters that shoot over like up and over 40 rounds a second.
So, like, what do you think? what is your idea of like common sense gun laws? Do you think that Australia does well with gun laws? Like, if you create them, what would they be?
Well, the laws that we have now are working perfectly fine. We're not having any issues with them really. I think the laws that Australia has now for guns and gun usage is like perfectly fine. I don't see, in my opinion, I don't really see a reason for you to have like a firearm as your like self defense method. So if someone's breaking into your house, I don't think that's the first thing you should resort to. I think you should have like a taser or something that can like cripple them for a certain amount of time so that you can like do certain things to get out of the situation, like pepper spray, bang, they like can't see, call the cops, like stop them in a way, and without like permanently harming them.
So, like in Australia, is it difficult to get is it difficult to get a handgun, or what about a shotgun or an assault rifle? Are they all
Uh,
probably require different?
I think they all require different sort of things, but I'm pretty sure a handgun, depending on where you're living, would be the easiest thing to access. So, for example, we used to own lots of rifles when we went hunting, and because we purchased them, we got our gun license, we were allowed to use them whenever we want, under controlled circumstances. And if anything went wrong, you get stripped of the license immediately and the gun and big fines or jail time. But yeah, that's
Huh, interesting. Have you traveled like anywhere else in the world?
no, just Australia.
Are there any, where would you like to travel to? Where would you like to go?
I'm not sure. I think I don't really want to. Obviously, I want to go places, but I don't think I want to. I don't think there's anywhere in mind where I want to go because it's got everything already. It's got like wildlife. It's a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are some things that you think people watching this should know about Australia, or should know about just anything else? Like maybe some things that you've learned in your life.
Well, things about Australia is never look at anybody that you don't know wrong. Otherwise, like I said before, these Eshays. If you like, I was on a train a couple weeks ago. I'm 15. I was going home on the train, and this guy walked past, and I glanced at him. I was like, "Hey, I know what you look like. I'm gonna look away now." And I did that. I looked away. He came back about 5 minutes later with his sister, and he was a grown man, and he was trying to start a fight with me on my way home in my school uniform.
So what are these? Could you type out the word that you're saying? An Eshay? I've never heard of
Yeah,
this term.
that is that. They are. So if you sort of search it up, I'm pretty sure you'd find basically exactly what they are.
So what?
Yep, they're. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
could you explain what that is?
It's someone that just likes to disobey laws, but not too crazy. Like they a couple weeks ago, not a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, I think it was like 7 months ago. Just down the road from where I live, someone got stabbed. It was one of my close friends. He got stabbed by Eshays. He was at the skate park. He was heading home. He got staunched by two Eshays, or two people of the sort in the gangs and shit, and he got stabbed to death that night. Died that night on the spot by these people.
So what do you think the problem is? Like, why is this? Why? First of all, like, why haven't I heard of this before? And like, why don't you think other people have heard of this before? And what is the problem?
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have heard of them because every place has a different name for them, but ours have a special name for their special needs or whatever they have, which makes them do these things. But yeah, no, the Eshays, they just like to do stupid shit, hurt people for no reason. It's like a gang of some sort, which are just stupid.
And what do you think is the underlying cause of all of this, like, this violence? And yeah,
Trying to look cool for social media, which is there's a lot of people that go to my school, which like if you smoke weed, you smoke weed, but there's people out there that like post them smoking weed and then doing stupid shit and all on their social media. It's pretty stupid. But yeah, no, they just want to look cool. They want to act tough. They want to think they're top dog, but they're most definitely not.
what do you think could be a solution to all of this, to getting rid of this violence and all of this stuff?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of people that are wannabe or Eshays that do all these things, and I don't think there's much that we can really do. It's just like any gang, really. There's not much you can do without like gathering every single one of them, which is highly unlikely, almost impossible to do, and then convince them enough to make them not do that, which is then again also really difficult to do.
Do these people tend to come from like poorer neighborhoods?
Not really. A lot of them, they wear these Nike shoes, the TNs, and they think that's the thing that shows them that they are the Eshay. They have the champion hat, they got the champion jumper, they got the TNs on, they got the champion leggings on, they got everything. Just one brand, moderately expensive brand, and they just like to flex it and think they're top shit. They go into supermarkets, steal shit. They do whatever they please, whenever they please. Steal cars. It's a bit stupid. It's honestly very not good.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this more. This is I haven't really talked to too many people from Australia, but this is the first time I'm hearing about an Eshay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't like those over here.
Let's see here. Usually I have questions to ask. Have a bunch of like random ones written here. Could you pick two numbers between 1 and 48, and I'll give you the corresponding question.
16 and 32.
Okay, 16. All right, these are deeper. These are deeper questions, so I'm gonna have to phrase this differently. Okay, what do you think makes you a special person?
I personally think I'm pretty funny when it comes to it. I think that I have a great attitude towards things that I find interesting, which is definitely something you need to have to do basically anything. So like, if you want to get a job and you're like really passionate about that job, that's like the enthusiasm that I have towards the job that I want to have. I think I don't know. I have a really deep voice for a 15-year-old.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will reflect back to you that like you're very. I could tell like if I were there with you, it'd be very easy to have a conversation with you. You're a very good conversationalist.
I'm very easygoing. Yeah.
And I feel like you do have a good sense of humor. It was great seeing your sister and your like your dogs like running around. That was very.
Yeah.
Okay, and number 32. What are you most proud of?
I'm not sure. There's not many things I've done that make me feel proud. I didn't graduate year 6 because I got suspended for making an inappropriate video about a teacher. The video was titled "Fuck You, Mrs. Porter."
Would you mind like talking about that story a little bit?
I just felt like I was being treated really unfairly by this one teacher that I had in year 6, and I took it into my own hands. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make her pay. This is what's gonna make her change into a better person. This is my 12-year-old brain thinking. I'm like, suck this. And then I made a video, I posted it, and I got suspended for the last 2 weeks of year 6.
Looking back, what do you think about? What did you learn from that experience?
I learned to not do that. That's definitely one thing. I also learned to not always take matters into my own hands, but to not definitely not over-exaggerate the situation and probably talk to them about it. Now that I'm grown up and I know how to feel, I probably talk to. If that was me now, and I had that same teacher, same issues, I'd probably go talk to her about it, or I'd talk to someone else about it and get her to talk to me about it in some sense.
Did you end up ever talking to her actually about it?
I never returned to that school, no. Yeah, no, it was my year. I was there from kindergarten to year 3. Then I moved to Queensland for the first time. And then I was there and I went up a year because of the Queensland, New South Wales, things are different. So I went up a year. I was in year 3 and I went up to year 4 and I moved back down. And I already completed year 4. I was going to year 5 in Queensland and I moved back down and I went back into year 4. So I did that again. That was at a different school. And then for year 5, halfway through year 5 and till the end of year 6, I went back to that school.
What was it like switching so many schools? Did you enjoy that? Was it not great?
I mean, it was a lot. Like going from school to school to school, it was like a very different to what I usually expect. But And when I moved up there, I had some really great friends who I still semi-friends with now. We haven't seen each other or talked in a while, but I feel like if I were to like talk to him, he'd be like, "Yeah, man, let's go, let's like hang out, let's do some shit." But yeah, I got friends. Well, I got friends everywhere now. I got friends in WA, I got friends in New South Wales, Queensland. But yeah, no, my brother and my stepbrother live in New South Wales. That's where I'm moving down to next year.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure you kind of gained a very different perspective, like meeting so many new people, always being in different spots. Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
so, like for you, like, yeah, what did you discover about yourself from moving all those different places?
Oh well, I did make a lot of great friends, and I feel like that's definitely a good thing to have. I discovered that I'm making friends is easy for me. That's I'm not trying to be like, yeah, man, just be like me. You get heaps of friends. I'm trying to say like, for
You
me
discovered
personally,
that
I
about
find it.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, I figured that I'm pretty good at making friends.
that's great. So after all of this, let's return to that question. What are you most proud of?
Making friends, but being able to do the things that I can do with my friends and being able to just be myself around my friends. Now that I think about it.
Cool, dude. All
Yeah.
right. So before we get going, do you have any last thoughts or last thoughts for the people watching?
Well, I think from what I've seen, I had a look at your channel and I've seen some. I've watched a couple things. I feel like all your videos they all have different meanings and all different for all different purposes, of course. So just in whichever situation you are, whichever one you think would suit you best, I think you should go do with the information that you've discovered from his previous videos and do with them what you will in a good way. Don't take anything and be like, that's what that person likes. I'm going to do the opposite of that so people don't like me. In some sort of way, so I look cool, but don't do that. Just be yourself. You'll get there. Believe in yourself. That's it. You'll get there 100% every time.
Cool, man. Very good.
Yeah.
So usually, so what do you want to go by on the video? Because usually you put a name on there.
Just go by my first name, Ashton.
Great, Ashton from Australia.
Ashton from Australia.
All right, dude. Cool, man. All right, so I'll be uploading the video in like 10 minutes, so you can
All
see
right,
it soon.
awesome.
All right, subscribe
Will do,
and
man.
maybe I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'll catch you later, bro. It's
See
been
you,
cool.
dude. Bye.
See you later.